everyone, it's Delaney and I'm back with another art project. So this week I figured we would make construction paper fish, and in the end look something a little like this. So all you're going to need is a piece of construction paper, whatever color you like. You also need scissors, some glue, and then if you want you can get a pencil to help guide with the cutting. So gather all your materials and we'll get started. Alright, so let's get started. So the first thing you're going to need is a piece of construction paper. You can use whatever color you like. And then I also have some white paper here for some details that I wanted to add at the end. That's optional. You will also need glue and some scissors. And then if you want, you can also grab a pencil for guiding lines, and then a marker again for details at the end if you like. So our first step is going to be taking our piece of construction paper, and we're going to take one of the corners and then fold it down so that we make a square piece of paper. So we're just going to take one of the corners, fold it all the way down to the bottom edge so that the top edge and the bottom line up, and then we get a perfect square. If it's not perfect, that's okay. Just get it as close as you can. And then once you have it down, just fold down on that line. And once you have that folded down, it should look something like this. And then you're going to take your scissors and then just cut off that one rectangle there. Alright, and then once we're done with that, you'll see that we now have a nice triangle here, and if we open it up, you'll see that we have a nice square, but we're going to keep it folded along that line so that we have a triangle. And what we're going to do, we're going to hold it so that one of the edges is at the bottom and the folded part is near the top. And what we're going to do, we're going to draw some guiding lines along the bottom, going straight upwards towards the diagonal, and we're going to cut along those lines. So you don't have to use your pencil for this, but if you want to, go ahead and just take your pencil and then draw a few lines starting from the bottom and going towards the top, but not all the way to the very top, because when we cut it, we don't want to cut out all the strips separately. We want to make sure they stay together. So as you can see, I'm drawing my lines straight upwards, and I'm speeding this up a little bit, so pause the video if you need more time. But they could be whatever thickness that you like, or thin, just as long as they go straight up towards the top, but not all the way touching. Alright, so I drew all my guiding lines. They're a little hard to see, but I drew them towards the top all the way down, and they're about the same size. If they're not, that's okay. And now what we're going to do, we're going to take our scissors and we're going to cut along these guiding lines. So I'll start at the end with the longest strip, and I'm going to cut all the way up, but I'm not going to cut off the strip completely. So I'm going to try and make sure that both pieces of paper are together so that both strips get cut. And I'm going to cut all the way up, but I'm not going to cut it completely off. I'm going to stop just before the edge of the paper so that the strip stays there, but we have a nice separation. And I'm going to do this for the rest of the guidelines that I drew. Again, I'm going to speed up this process, but if you need to, pause the video and then unpause it when you're ready to move on. Okay, and then once all these things are cut, it'll look something a little like this. And then what we're going to do, we're going to unfold it so that we have all of these strips of paper coming off the sides. And now what we're going to do, we're going to hold it so that the longer strips are at the top and the smaller ones are at the bottom. And then we're going to take our glue and we're going to fold in the strips of paper to the center, sort of like that. So you're going to take one end and then just bring it towards the center with a little bit of glue, and then take the other side and bring it towards the center as well. And you don't have to fold down on these parts, you can if you want to, but you can leave it sort of puffy to give the fish a more 3D effect. So you just want to take a little bit of glue, put it at the center, and then use one end of the strip and then bring it towards the center and press down so that it sticks. And then you may need a little bit more glue to put on the same spot right on top of it so that it's a bit layered. And then bring the other side to the same spot at the center. And I'll show this to you now. So now that the two are at the center, it sort of looks like this. And we're going to do that for all of the strips at the bottom. And if you want, you can save the bottom 3 or 4 strips because they may not be long enough for you to bring to the center, and that'll act as a little tail. So I'm going to speed up this process of me bringing the strips to the center. Go ahead and pause the video if you need to, and then unpause when you're ready to move on. Alright, and now that we're done with that, you can see that we now have more fish shape. I left some at the bottom to act as the tail. And now you can see we've got a nice fish shape going on here. And if we turn it around, you can see that shape a little better. And now what you can do, you can add any little details that you like. So I'm going to take some white paper and I'm going to cut out a little circle for an eye. You can add whatever little details that you like. So go ahead and pause the video if you like, and then add whatever details that you want and unpause when you're finished. Alright, and then once you've added all your little details, you now have a finished construction paper fish. Alright, and we're done. As you can see, this is how my fish turned out. You can add whatever other little details that you like to the fish's body, like a little eye there or something special to the tail. It's all up to you. You get to be as creative as you like. If you need to, go ahead and rewind the video and rewatch steps. And if not, be sure to post a picture of your finished fish to the art folder because I'm really interested to see how your guys' turned out. So if not, I'll see you next week with another video.